Well, hello. I wanted to share with you a couple of little insights from a mastermind session that I had this morning. It was really, really powerful. And I just wanted to come on and share a few things with you and remind you of a few things in terms of your thinking and how you're thinking about what you want. We were studying a little bit of text from Neville Goddard this morning. And if you've been following me for a while, if you've been here for a while, you know that I do love sharing a little bit of Neville Goddard. And it was out of a book called Power of Awareness. We were studying chapter 7 in Awakened Imagination on Creation is Finished. And I just want to share with you a couple of little verses and talk you through the meaning of them. Creation is finished, and that everything is a possibility. Everything and anything that you want is a possibility, but it exists in different realities. It exists in different frequencies beyond the one that you're presently living in. So when you desire something, you can have it. It's just about moving yourself into that new vibration, into that new frequency, and then you can attract to you the physical manifestation of that goal. He says here just a couple of things. To enter a state, man must consent to the ideas and feelings which it represents. These states represent an infinite number of possible mental transformations which man can experience. So what he's saying there is to enter a state, to fuse with the vibration of what you want, you must consent. So you must give yourself permission to start to think and act like the person who would already have that state, who would already have those things that you desire. You must consent to the ideas and feelings which it represents. So when you think about your goal, when you think about what you really want, what is the picture that you see? And you must start to give yourself permission to live those images, to make those decisions, to feel those emotions, to take the action that the goal represents, that state represents. These states represent an infinite number of possible mental transformations which man can experience. So there's no end to what you can have and what you can do. The moment man matches the belief of any state, he fuses with it. And this union results in the activations and projections of its plots, plans, dramas, and situations. It becomes the individual's home from which he views the world. It is his workshop. And if he is observant, he will see his outer reality shaping itself upon the model of his imagination. Now, let me just talk you through that paragraph just a little bit more. The moment man matches the belief of any state, he fuses with it. So you believe that you are already one with what you want. And as you do that, you fuse with it. Your energy is fused with the energy of the goal. And this union results in the activation. When you are on that frequency, when you are in that vibrational point of attraction, this results in the activation. You literally give it life. You are energizing it. You are giving it life. It results in the activation and projection of its plots, plans, dramas, and situations, which is why you don't have to hustle or work hard to get what you want. When you learn the effortless way, when you learn how to do this and you fuse with it, the way is shown for you, the way is revealed. It becomes the individual's home from which he views the world. Now, the thing is that you have to do is not just be there for an hour a day. We've got to get you being there 24/7. That is the home from which you view the world. You don't see the world through the glasses of where you are now. We've got to get you seeing the world through the lens, through the glasses of what you want, and fusing you with that state. It is your workshop. And if you are observant, you will see your outer reality shaping itself upon the model of your imagination. So this is your workshop. What is your workshop? Your imagination. And if you are observant, you will see your outer reality shaping itself upon the model of your imagination. Another bit here I want to share with you. Hold fast to your ideal. Hold fast to what you want. You're there and then you drop it, and you're there and then you drop it, and you're there and then you drop it. And you doubt yourself, and you doubt the stream, you doubt the source of supply, and you question whether you really are connected with the energy. La, 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 la. I could write an essay about all the things that cause you to not hold fast to your ideal. But you must hold fast to your ideal. Nothing can take it from you but your imagination. So what is he saying there? Nothing can take it from you but your imagination. You start to think about what you don't want. You start to think about what you can't have. You start to build contrary ideas in your imagination. Don't think of your ideal. You've got to think from it. So you don't need to get your goal. This is what people really miss. You don't need to get anything. You need to start to come from the place, get into that new energy. And that's when you run up against the terror barrier and the beliefs aren't right and la, 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 la. But that's what you got to practice doing, coming from the place of your goal, thinking from it. And again, not just for a little bit of the day, it's day by day. That's the only reason why you don't have what you want yet, is you haven't learned how to do this more effectively than you've been doing it in the past, and for long enough to create the momentum for you to then have what you want. It is only the ideals from which you think that are ever realized. So what are you thinking about? What are you spending your day dwelling on? What are you thinking about? It says here, it is only the ideals from which you think that are ever realized. So you might right now be thinking about a hell of a lot of things that you don't really want. Or you might be consciously thinking about what you do want, but subconsciously you have this whole other programming that causes you to think about what you don't want. And it is only from the place from which you think that you realize. So this is why it's so important for you to learn the discipline of really thinking into results, thinking from the place of what you want and putting energy into the results that you really want. This is why, thinking into results and all of this material and all of my coaching is so powerful for you, because every day in every way, you're going to get better and better at thinking from the place of what you want. And as he's saying here, it is only the ideals from which you think that are ever realized. That's the truth of this. And we've got to get you thinking from that ideal more often than you are thinking not from that ideal. You are thinking contrary ideas, planting contrary seeds, contrary vibration. You got vibration going off in two different directions. When we get you really thinking from the ideal, you create momentum in your vibration, and that's what you start to realize. Become a drinker and an eater of the ideals you wish to realize, right? Eat it, drink it, live it, love it. The ideals you wish to realize. Have a set, definite aim, or your mind will wander. And wandering, it eats every negative suggestion. Have a set, definite aim. This is your goal. This is your C-type goal. What is your aim point? What is the orientation point? What is the point that you're programming your subconscious mind? Your mind will wander, and wandering, it eats every negative suggestion. Now, you know that this happens because when you are not clear on your goal and when you're not focused on what you want, you pick up everything that's going on around you, all sorts of circumstances and stuff that's really not anything to do with what you really want. And you've lost focus on what you do want. And your mind picks up and starts to feed itself on every negative suggestion or things that aren't in harmony with what you want that's going on around you. If you live right mentally, everything else will be all right. If your mindset is right, your world will be right. If you're working at the deepest parts and reprogramming the part of your mind that creates your results, then everything on the outside will be right. You can have what you want. If you're experiencing anything other than what you want, it's ignorance to the fact of how to create what you do want. By a change of mental diet, you can alter the course of observed events. By a change of mental diet, you can change, you can see a different outside for yourself. You can see a different outer space for yourself by a change of mental diet. But unless there is a change of mental diet, your personal history remains the same. But unless there is a change of mental diet, what are you feeding yourself on? Who's around you? What are you drenching your mind with? Good or what you want or what you don't want? The old story or the new story? The old you or the new you? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What sort of energy are you tapping into day by day in every way? Unless there is a change of mental diet, your history, your personal history will remain much the same this year as last year, as the year before. Your personal history will remain much the same. You illuminate or darken your life by the ideas to which you consent. You illuminate, you give life, you bring more of you to this livingness of life, or you darken it by the ideas to which you consent. What ideas have you been consenting to? Nothing is more important to you than the ideas on which you feed. It's like you're feeding your soul. It's like you think about a garden and you're seeding and you're nourishing it, but you can nourish it with water and food and good fertilizer, or you can hit it with Roundup and you're not going to get what you want. If you want your body to become healthier and happier and more well, you choose better thoughts and better food to nourish your body with. Nothing is more important to you than the ideas on which you feed. Why is that? Because you become what you think about. It's the ideal that you think from that you experience in reality. The ideas that you feed on, the environment that you're in, what you're mentally focused on day by day is the most important thing in your entire world, because you're creating your entire world with it. And you feed on the ideas from which you think. If you find the world unchanged, it is a sure sign that you are wanting infidelity to the new mental diet, which you neglect in order to condemn your environment. So you look at the environment and say, well, the environment is the problem. The circumstances are the problem. It's the other person that's the problem, not me. The truth is that you're the only problem and the possibility you'll ever have. You just got to go look in the mirror if you want to make a change in your life, because it's going to start with you. You're the one that's got to learn how to do this and get better at doing it and get better at doing it for the rest of your life. And you'll just keep improving the quality of your life. You are in need of a new and sustained mental diet. Isn't that so good? You can be anything you please if you will make the conception habitual. For any idea which excludes all others from the field of attention discharges into action. This is one of your 6 mental faculties, the will, to focus on that ideal to the exclusion of all outside distractions, to exercise your mental faculties, to use them consciously and creatively every day, for you to actually hold fast to your ideal to the exclusion of all outside distractions, and you discharge it into action. It happens for you. It manifests for you. The ideas and moods to which you constantly return define the state with which you are fused, and this is the bit that makes me sad and happy at the same time for you, because I know that there are ideas and moods to which you constantly return to that don't serve you well, that are not part of your 2020, that are not part of the future you want to create for yourself, but you keep returning to them. You keep giving them energy. You let them play out in your life over and over and over again. And it defines the state with which you are fused. You're fusing that vibration. Now, why it makes me happy at the same time is because you can decide to change that. And you can decide to really fuse with ideas and moods of what you want and constantly return to them and create a new future for yourself. Therefore, train yourself to occupy more frequently the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is creative magic. You gotta learn how to do that. Easier said than done, but it can be done. And the more and better you get at doing that, the more life expands for you. It is the way to work toward fusion with the desired state. Practice making real to yourself the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You must imagine yourself into the state of your wish fulfilled, in your love for that state, and in so doing, live and think from it and no more of it. You pass from thinking of to thinking from by centering your imagination in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So because creation is finished, you can have whatever you want, but you must center your imagination on it rather than thinking from it, and fuse with the feeling that you already have it. So I hope you enjoyed that little takeaway today. I'll be back online again with you sometime again soon when I feel inspired to connect. Bye.